from the other side of the pond. I'm living in the Netherlands, as you may have heard, to present our new app, our revolutionary app, we think, and especially interesting for Bridge teachers. And this app has two segments, and one of them is dedicated to teachers and the beginners. And that concept we call blended bridge learning. Okay.
Go forward. That's it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a repetition which the gentleman already announced, so we quickly pass this. And we first will see a small video of 2 minutes.
Fit to bid with Bridge72, the ideal tool for Bridge teachers and their students. 1. Basic agreements for new players as limit races, Stamen, and Jacobi transfers. 2. Practice with tons of themed boards. And 3. PowerPoint presentations of boards plus explanations. Discussion points for teachers and students. And not only that, Bridge72 measures also the progress of each student and every class. So get fit to bid with Bridge72, the app which gives a boost to Bridge education. I bid with the app. I pick Henry as my partner, and I like the hand with the 6-card heart suit. I open 1 heart. Let's see how he responds. Oh, lefty doubles. And partner redoubles. Exciting. South bids 2 diamonds. I think my hand is worth 3 hearts. 3 hearts. Let's see how partner responds. 3 no trump. Nice, Henry. I pass. Make sure you are fit to bid. Download Bridge72 now.
Okay. By the way, our anchor, this girl Lotte, she is the daughter of a well-known bridge player in our country, Henry Leufkens. You may have heard of him. He's a former Bermuda Bowl winner, 1993 in San Diego, and Lotte Leufkens, his daughter, at one time she was a very good bridge player in her own right. She was a member of the Dutch female selection. Okay, let me ask you some simple questions. How long have you been teaching bridge?
Long time.
A long time. And still using the same old methods?
No.
Old school methods? Are you improving there? Well, I would say it's time for a change. Maybe, yes or no?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's see. Okay, old school. Live class teaching. You will probably all do this. But now there is an extra. You can combine it with bidding on an app. And how do you combine it? Well, our concept we developed specially for you and your pupils is blended bridge learning. And it will definitely enrich your bridge course, and you will make a great name in your area. right in your target group. So it's a combi. Old school live teaching expertise, which is good in itself. However, we designed tons of tailor-made bridge hands in-app for you, which are easy to download. And when your students have bid those hands, you can measure the results and you can make judgments out of that. We come back to that later. Fit to bid. So how does a typical course for beginners, people from scratch, look like? Well, first lessons is a lot about taking tricks, stuff like that. But after 4 or 5 lessons, maybe 6 lessons, you're going to talk about bidding. So let us help you there. And we stay in your comfort zone. So you may still use your usual stuff, your books. We're not a competitor of the bookstore there, not at all. We love them. But we add something extra. Because when a class is finished, your homework starts. Well, to be more precise, the homework of your students starts with our app, Bridge72. So they may still use the bridge books, but with our concept, students are going to use the great tool. And we are able, for each single topic, to produce over 100 hands with crystal clear examples. They are specially designed for beginners. They can practice it all the time, real time. Like limit races, statement Jacobi transfers, and more. All from scratch. And our hands are easy to work with. They're easy to download, easy to navigate, and easy to share with partners, teachers, and their coaches. So this is how it looks like on the app. You see one hand, in this case the west hand, and it might be a little bit difficult to read when you are there, but we'll show you more. So let's have a look at an example hand, a limit race. Well-known topic, very interesting, very important for beginners. So, Sally opens what? One heart. Well, some would consider 1-0 trump, even when you play a 15-17, but this is for beginners, and that's more too elaborate. So 1 heart is a logic thing. And you place your call, you have a small keyboard in-app. Let's see how that works. You press the 1, why not? Press a heart sign, and you press the submit sign. And now it's Brad's turn to bid. It's not Brad Moss, by the way, it's just an ordinary Brad. And yeah, I played a lot against Brad. I was an interesting guy, by the way. So what would you bid with this hand, with Brad's hand, with the east hand? If you were going to teach limit races.
3 hearts.
3 hearts, exactly. So no Bergen comes into place here yet because it's for beginners. 3 hearts. So let's see how that works. Press the 3, you press a heart sign, and you press the submit sign. Piece of cake. And it's Sally again. Now what would you bid now? 4 hearts. But why? You have some extras, right? So that's your task with our app to explain this to beginners. To explain why you have extras. But I'm pretty sure that you are able to do that. 4 hearts, submit, and it's Sally again. What would she do? Pass.
What happens if they make the wrong bid?
We'll come to that.
Okay.
Good question, thank you. So of course pass, and you will explain this, why she should pass, because your aim is reaching game, and I think game has been reached here. Okay, so, measuring progress. Well, apparently this is the right contract. You lose a spade, you lose diamond ace, and maybe a club. Well, for certain clubs, so you make 10 points. Anyway, so you get a compliment by us, well done, because the right contract has been reached in the right way, right bidding. And meanwhile, in this example, apparently 8 boards have been bid, and apparently 5 out of 8 you did correct. So you get as an extra this small statistics. 5 out of 8 are correct so far. But sometimes beginners make a mistake. Perhaps not yours, but some do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, some do. So what is wrong here? An underbid, right. The too hard bid is really what you call an underbid. So that is not the way to reach the game. So incorrect bidding was your question. So immediately you will be corrected. Correct auction should be 1 heart, 3 hearts, 4 hearts. It's all there for you. And then when the hand is finished, you see in app both hands. And the actual auction as bid by the partners. So here you see the correct auction. And the feedback in this example, it was the correct auction. Well done. Now, of course, you would love to share all this knowledge. So everybody can share by email, simple, or by social media, WhatsApp, whatever. It's all possible.
Is one person making both bids, or are there 2 people involved in doing it?
Okay, the question is, how many people are involved in this bidding process? Is it only one person, or are you doing this with a robot, or are you doing with somebody else, or flesh and blood? Well, you do it with your own partner, for flesh and blood, or with your teacher or your coach. So there are always 2 persons, like in real life, involved.
Is it usable on a tablet?
Yes, I come to that later.
So what happened if it's an overcall or interference, like the one she did when she showed double and double? Who does that?
Yes, I come back to that too. All very good questions. I was afraid they were on the off. That's why I did my homework also. Okay, about communicating, about sharing. Another very modern and interesting way of sharing information is by chat. So in app you can chat during the bidding and between partners and when the bidding is over. Everything is possible. Yes, you can share during the bidding with your partner and tell him or her what you have in your own hands. And that's cheating. Well, modern times, everybody likes to cheat. Nothing wrong there, because it's not a competition, it's a learning process. So we don't see any problems with it. Okay, how does the homework look like? So after the lesson, the teacher will request students to download the app, and depending on the topic or the subject, he points out which set of 100 hands they can bid. And especially the first 12 hands of this set, of let's say 100, are very interesting and important. Due to the fact that those 12 hands will be dealt with, will be discussed by the teacher and his class in the next lesson. And for this 12 hands, we prepared a tailor-made PowerPoint sheets, sorry. And students can have unlimited practice all the time with those 100 hands. But the first 12 hands, it's very advisable they should bid anyhow, because they will be discussed for sure in the next lesson. Okay, we saw this. This is how a PowerPoint looks like. Not very exciting, but just to show you a little bit. You see the west hand, and you see the east hand, and the bidding and explanation. And this is typically a PowerPoint available for Bridge teachers so that they can discuss on a very simple way all the theory. Now, the progress is measured for each hand and for each lesson. And the progress can be measured only by the teachers because they have a secured environment at our website. So it looks, for instance, like this. The class is held in autumn this year. The theme is limit raises. She has, or he has, 8 students. And the total bids so far are 73. Boards bid correctly are 51 out of 73, which is approximately 70%. So what can we do with these stats? Well, it guides the teacher to start a new topic, or to show some sheet of last week's topics and at the same time start a new topic, or to repeat last week's topic. I mean, if it's obvious that class did very well, let's say scored 90% correct bid all the time, then he's pretty safe, can start a new topic. But if it would have been only 10%, then it's advisable just to repeat the last week course. So, very often made question to us is, what system do we need? Well, my honest answer is, we don't care at all. It's up to you. You can teach your own bidding system. Of course, a lot of you will use Standard American's basic system, and we will describe the highlights of this system on the website and in the app, that you can really do anything you want. And we are very happy to work with you and authors and organizations to implement all interesting other systems or teaching methods. So we want to be in touch with you. Okay, coming back to the stats, it's just a repetition of what I said, so I'll quickly go on. No, I do the wrong way. Sorry. So, what do you need from a technical point of view? In class, the teacher needs a beamer for PowerPoint, and that's all, and a white wall or a screen. That's all. He doesn't even need Wi-Fi. At home, you should have access to internet. Yes, but who hasn't nowadays? Wi-Fi or 4 or more G. And, coming to your question, you need a smartphone or a tablet. Our app is designed for smartphones and tablets for 2 platforms, for Android and for iOS, Apple. Now, we have some offers. So how is our business model? Well, the first 32 days, everybody has free access, just as a free trial. And if you don't like the app, you leave. No commitments. If you like it, which we hope, of course, you can subscribe to the app. Monthly, you pay $349, or yearly, $28.99. And you can do everything with it. No limits. This is for the beginners. For the teachers, it's getting even better. Same free trial period. A 3-year subscription. But, there's a but, you should at least contribute 5 paid subscriptions on students. And you get support with the PowerPoint and the progress measuring and a dedicated place at our website. So if you like, we are happy to publish your name and address as a preferred teacher, which might be very good for you. And for you here in this room, we have a special APTA offer right now, right here. Because if you fill in the form before you leave, and Saskia has the forms,
They're on the table as well.
and here that we have them as well.
No, nobody's
Or
called.
hand us your business card.
I didn't see them.
You get a free subscription for 1 year anyway. So you just fill in the form. Now, and it's also very advisable to sign up for our newsletter, which you will find on the website, bridge72.com. So you will be posted anyway. So, coming back to our app, in fact, the app has 2 segments. The basic segment, which we just discussed, really for teachers and beginners from scratch, or semi-advanced players. And we have the forever mode, where you can bid with more experienced players, semi-advanced or intermediates or better, to excellence or internationals. Everybody likes it. And it's all in one app, and it's all in the small pricing you saw. Right, where are we right now? We are very much in beta test progress now, mode now, for Google. And for iOS, the app will be available soon. So we will probably be in the stores approximately in September, October this year. So I'm very happy to answer all your questions, or you can mail me at teacher@bridge72.com.
Is there any way for a student to do it alone? In other words, if they come to your class without a partner?
Yeah.
Or does the teacher have to do it with them?
Yeah, when you are alone, and especially beginners don't have a partner, so that always something teachers have to sort out. Yes, in principle you can bid alone as well, but the teacher will be very happy to teach with him or to assign a new partner for him. And the beginner can also invite somebody else or a more experienced player. So, for instance, when I play the app, I'm not a beginner, but if somebody asks me, I'm a beginner, would you like to play with me? Would you like to bid with me? I would be delighted to do so. So there are really easy solutions.
Do you both have to be on the app at the same time?
Good question.
What was the question?
The question was, do you both have to be online at the same time? Okay. Well, first, yes. When you want to bid, you have to be online. You have to be connected with Wi-Fi, sorry, or 4 or more G. But suppose we are partners and we are bidding with the app. And I invite you to bid, and I do that by submitting a bid. Let's say I open a heart, and then I have to wait for you. If you are online and if you're available, you instantly may respond to my heart bid. So that's an ideal world. But sometimes you're in the kitchen, or sometimes you are having a vacation in Alaska and you have no cell phone with you. So I have to wait. And we can wait for 72 hours. So that's why we call ourselves Bridge72. So it's a very flexible system, very flexible. And in the meantime, when I don't have the patience to wait for you to come back for your holiday, from your holiday, I can bid another hand with another partner. I can do what I like. It's very flexible. You can do it anywhere you like, in the plane, on airports, when you are a commuter. It's very easy.
So if you have, do you tell the computer which partners that are okay to respond to you? Or can anybody in the whole class respond to you if they're all online?
Okay. The system is like this, that when you start with the app, you download the app, and then you can invite a partner. And in the beginning, it will be your, how do you say this, preferred partner. But in this example, suppose she or he is not available, you just send an email in-app that's structured to somebody else. And then you can bid with him or her. And you can do that with an unlimited number of partners.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, but playing with the robot is always an option?
No, we deliberately avoided to play with robots because we don't like it. It's not the real
If you
world.
send them home with homework, they have to do the homework with another partner?
Yes. Yes. Which is not a problem at all, because there's so much flexibility of finding a partner.
Does that mean you need 4 people to have the interference?
No.
What was the question?
Sorry. The gentleman asked, do you need 4 people because there might be interference? Now, this is a good question. First of all, you need only 2 people. It's only West and East because it's a bidding app. It has nothing to do with play. But we think that bidding already is very interesting. But sometimes in the real world, North-South are bidding, are interfering, are making competitive calls. And it very much depends what is the subject of that week. Well, for beginners, no interference is at stake in the first course of reading. But later we will deal with takeout doubles and negative doubles. Then it will be at stake. And we designed also that. So, and that we did, we have an automatic system for it.
Uploading the hands for different lessons. Do you upload or is it the teacher upload? And what format do you upload with?
Okay. To upload, to download the app, that's what you are?
No, upload hands for your classes.
Ah, okay.
What format?
Yeah.
And do you do it
Yeah.
or do we do it?
Okay. The uploading of the theme, of the topic of the week, that's what you're referring to, I think. You do it yourself as a player, as a bidder.
As a teacher?
No, no. As the person who has downloaded the app. You do it yourself.
No.
However,
They're
let me
If
finish.
you don't,
The teacher has indicated what will be your homework. So let's say, let's exercise this week limit raises. Then the teacher will probably explain. You find it in the topic segment of the app, and there you press limit raises, and there you go.
Oh, so the teacher doesn't have to upload anything?
No.
Everything's there on a library?
Yeah. Am I saying this correctly? Yes. She's our technical wizard, so
Okay.
I don't want to lie here.
That's important.
Yeah, it's very important, but we have been taking care of it.
Maybe I can add something. We provide for what was shown about 100 hands for each of the topics. So these will be in the system, these will be in the app, and the teacher as well as the students just have to select, I want to practice limit raise, or I want to practice Stayman, or I want to practice Jacobi transfer, just what I have had that week in class. But we provide for all the stuff, all the hands.
All the content, yeah.
And at this moment we are looking at Standard American because that's widely spread, but we would like to work together with authors, with organizations, so that we can enter different systems, 2/1, or in Europe 4-part major, so we have different systems with different hands and different topics. But we will provide for it.
Yes?
The teacher can say, do hands 1, 3, 9, 12, 15, 16.
No.
No?
No. The teacher just, the question was, how does the teacher instruct what hands to bid? The answer is, he just simply says, class, this week, our topic of the week is Stayman. And press the Stayman button, and there you get 100 hands or more referring to this subject. And at the same time, he also instructs his class, but be sure that you bid the first 12 hands first, because next week I will deal with this 12 hands or 8 hands anyway by PowerPoint.
But if I don't like hand number 8, I can't tell them to do number 13 instead.
Yeah, of course the teachers have all the space to express their own.
Can the student pick a hand number? Or do they have
Yeah,
to
they
give
can.
them?
they can, but it's not so relevant. It's not so relevant. But believe me, the
I'll log
first.
in at number 8.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. More questions? No.
If you're teaching in a classroom, you can the app be used as everybody, the teacher be their partner at the same time, and so that you can see how they are entering their bids.
You mean that you can bid live with your teacher in class?
Yes.
Yeah, you might, but then you need Wi-Fi also in class. You should be online.
Okay.
But it's not standard. But we can do that.
Okay.
More questions? Anyway, I would much advise you to fill in the form so you get a free year subscription. And then you can also bid with, because you're all experienced bridge players, you can bid the segment already for experienced bridge players. I'm sure you think it's a lot of fun. And there is also a ranking the star. So in the forever mode, as we call it, you are rated. You get 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 star, or 0 stars, depending on how good or bad the contract was, which you have bid.
Yeah.
And then you will be implemented in a ranking. But just check the website and you will immediately understand what I'm saying here. More questions? Yes.
On a slightly different topic, isn't Eric Rodwell's book on bridge topics coming from his original things for your website?
It was all my idea. I started to work with Rodwell and in another company, and we developed a topic system. But that's for expert players. But all those kinds of topics we for sure will insert in our app. But now here we are referring how to teach bridge teachers with their students, so from scratch. But you're wrong. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And once more.
Anybody? Okay, I have forms over here that take a whole table, so if anybody hasn't done it, please fill them out and pass them back.
Somebody would help me stand up. Okay.